There's been a lot of chatter. This is Lou's favorite subject. There's been a lot of chatter out there about teams wanting maybe perhaps a series with Houston or OKC simply because of the youth involved, which I think is a scary thing to say. So Chandler, do you think that the Rockets hear these types of statements? Do you think this is chalkboard material?
Can I start by saying I love when you read those promos? You're really good at it, Michelle. You always nail
Thank you. Thank you. It's the reading. I learned it early.
I do think that. I think part of that young team, part of that the youthfulness of, not being respected is what you think you should be, being slept on, not being called. They definitely hear that. And I think Udoka and the coaching staff uses that as even more motivation. But that comes with the territory. You're playing against Jokic and Jamal Murray who have been there before. You got to go through a Lakers team with LeBron and Luka who have been there before. So I think that's natural part of it. But they're on, like I said, they're on the rise. They are a team that's in great shape. But yeah, they definitely hear the noise. So does Cleveland. You don't think Cleveland feels disrespected that no one really thinks they're going to beat this out after the season they had? So yeah, teams definitely feel that way.
Can't be thinking that, Lou. It's dangerous. Just he hates these anonymous things. He hates it so much. We're starting the whole show tomorrow with anonymous quotes. There's going to be a segment for Lou. That's going to do it for weeks left in the regular season. A lot on the line. There's a lot of movement still up in the air. We're going to start with Mavs, Kings, and Suns, all battling for the 2 play-in spots out west, only separated by a couple of games. So who you got taking the final 2 spots, Lou?
I like the Mavs and I like the Kings. I think those are the teams I think those are the teams that's shown that they're fighting for those last 2 spots. They're in prime position to keep those spots right now with the Mavs being in 9 and with the Kings being in 10. I just got more faith in those 2 teams moving forward. I think those 2 get in.
So no movement for Phoenix, Chandler, you agree?
Yeah, I think they've dug their hole now, right? They're a game and a half out, then the 11th seed. I think if it's going to come down to the Kings and the Mavs, I think the Kings win that game with what they have right now in a play-in type of system or situation. I think they're better off. No Kyrie Irving for the Mavs is detrimental. I think that's going to really, really cost them come the postseason, come the play-in tournament.
Yeah, so here's the thing. They had their worst loss of the season against the Rockets. By the way, some of those point totals yesterday were insane. And Kevin Durant left the game with an ankle injury, which is the biggest part of that entire story. I'm assuming your answers are also based on that, right, Chandler? Like if KD can't go, this isn't even a question.
Yeah, I think, listen, Bradley Beal's been in and out. Now KD's been in and out. And like I said, they might not even make the actual play in. Like they're not even going to get in the top 10. So I think it's over. Again, we're talking a couple weeks left of the season, and no Kevin Durant is going to be a real huge hole that they just can't get out of. I truly think that. And the Mavs as well. I think when you take a Kyrie Irving off and you're kind of funneling all these guys in that haven't been there before, and Anthony Davis did come back in return, and they do have enough. But I think the Kings for the style of this play-in for a 1-game elimination game, I think they just have more.
Have we changed at all on our stances on what Suns do this offseason? Is everybody up for movement? We're still there. Nobody's staying. Yes. Yeah. Even Booker, like everybody's up. Okay. I just want to make sure if that changes, we'll get back to you. So the Rockets are kind of fun. Number 2 in the West, but the Denver Nuggets are 2 games back. The Lakers are 3.5 games back. Who you got taking the 2 seed? Will that change by the time this season ends, Chandler?
I don't think so. And you got to give so much credit to the Houston Rockets. Do I think they're the second best team in the West? No, I don't. But I do think they are going to be a hard out. I think they're one of these teams on the rise. They have one of the deepest rosters. They have some of the most young assets that are going to be super intriguing for a guy like Kevin Durant this summer when you look at everything they will have to give up. I think the Nuggets and the Lakers, I will beat them in a series. You can't discredit what they do. They play on both sides of the ball. Like I said, they're deep. They can shoot. Udoka is one of the best coaches in the NBA, so I love what they're doing. I think they're going to be even better next year, and I think they're built to win a lot of games in the regular season. They're just 1 or 2 pieces away from really being contenders in my eyes, but man, they're on the right path, and they are fun to watch. They're tough. They score. They got it all.
Dropped 148 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree, Chandler. I think they're the real deal. I feel like they're the real deal because, this whole year they've been in that number 2 spot. They've been just as consistent as a Boston. They've been just as consistent as a Cleveland, just as consistent as a OKC slid all the way to 5, maybe even 6 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there, but I know at one point they slid to 5, got their act together, and came out of the All-Star break, ran off 8 or 9 in a row, and put themselves back in the position that they were in to begin with. So outside of a 2-week stretch where they didn't play their best brand of basketball, this team has been very consistent. So I think it's a changing of the guard. I'm gonna start front loading on these young teams and give them credit. I don't think this is a down the line or a future thing. I think they feel like they have enough to win right now and put some real pressure on OKC to try to get out of the West. So I'm gonna give them that credit today. I think
Lou, that's a great point. When they dropped to 5th, a lot of us were like, see, that's who they really are. Like they sort of just and now they're right back up there. So that's actually a great point when looking at the Rockets. The best record in the league right now, we all know, Thunder 62-12, Cavs 60-15. They have 8 and 7 games left respectively. Lou, who you got for the best record? Can the Cavs do something here in this very, very final stretch?
I want to give it to the Cavs because, what they were able to do this year, putting themselves in that position has been nothing short of amazing. I want them to be the best team that comes out of the entire league, but I still think it's going to be OKC. It doesn't look like OKC is going to rest anybody. Doesn't look like Cleveland is going to rest anybody. So I don't think much changes up until game, 2 or 3 games out. By then, I think it'll be decided. So I still got OKC as the best overall team.
Yeah, I agree. It's the Thunder. 62-12 is insane. We always talk about how deep they are, how young, how youthful they are, and they're going to continue to be that. They plug and play. No matter who's out for this team, they have enough to win games. And the Cavs kind of went through a little rocky road here the last couple of weeks, but give me the Thunder.
Yeah, they're on a 9-game winning streak. They're not slowing down. Taking a quick, he's going to have some procedures done, minor ones on ankle and wrists. So he's done. He has dealt, as we know, with the ankle injuries over recent years, and he's missed about 25 games in each of the past 3 seasons. We are officially in the final stretch. We've been saying that for a while, but do you think, Lou, they just kind of figured, well, we got a tank anyways, might as well do this now? Are we in Cooper flag watch?
I think he can be a little bit of both, Beto. Honestly, you don't have minor procedures and surgeries for stuff that's not actually aching. So if these are a couple cleanup things, you got to say that's a legitimate thing that they're concerned with his health moving forward. And also, it could be great timing as well. Put a little bit. Few more lottery balls in the bowl for us to get an opportunity to get Cooper Flag. And so they got probable cause and they got a legitimate reason to shut him down because of the issues that he's dealing with his ankle and his wrist. But if we can also put ourselves in a better position to get Cooper Flag at the same time, then by all means, we got to give ourselves a shot. So I feel like it could be a little bit of both with this.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense. The team is 18-56. They're one of the bottom 3 to 4 teams in the league. They've lost 5 straight. They're 2-8 their last 10. LaMelo Ball has had kind of nagging injuries throughout his entire young career, and this is their everything. This is their stud. Dude averages 25, 7, and 5. He's only going to continue to get better. There's question on what is he the number 1A guy on a championship team? Who knows? We'll see. But where they are right now, where this franchise is and where they're going, yeah, a Cooper Flag would be unbelievable to pair with the Brandon Miller and with the Bridges and the LaMelo Ball. And at least that kind of gets them the kickstart of catching up just simply talent-wise across the league. So, again, you see that missed 9 consecutive playoffs. That's not fun. It's not a destination. Guys aren't wanting to go there. They don't want to go necessarily, play with that group of guys and with, this kind of winning percentage over the last decade. So it's tough, but I do think long-term and short-term, this is good to get LaMelo Ball healthy and try and get that boy Cooper Flag.
Have you ever just thought to yourself how stupid this whole the lottery balls, that you might get another ball in the bingo card? Like, it's kind of a dumb way that we do this. I know we talk about it every year, but it seems really stupid and antiquated at this point. We have to take a quick break. On the other side, who would you rather take in a fight, Tibbs or Josh Hart?